road to success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.
Winston Churchill once said that the reason he has seen far is because he has stood on the shoulders of giants. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. This week, we focus on franchising as a model for business. Don't go away. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Carissa Fagio, Director at Frotcom East Africa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Frotcom, what do you do? Tell me about that business.
Frotcom, actually, we deal with fleet management systems.
When you say fleet management, what do you mean?
Mainly, what comes in as a broad definition of fleet management is that it is one that gives a lot of information to fleet owners. If you're owning a fleet, there could be trucks, there could be buses, there could be small cars or saloon cars, anything that we can qualify to be called a vehicle, and it's running there on day-to-day basis, yeah.
So Frotcom does fleet management. How did you get into the business? And when did Frotcom, when was it born here?
Frotcom actually was born about 3 years ago. Yes, and getting into business, that was a question of like stumbling into an idea after much scrambling of the ground. You just have a desire and you feel like there's something you want to do with your life which will be satisfying. It is something that is going to give you a lot of comfort when you do it. It can make you wake up early in the morning and go to bed late, and yet you're not complaining. So out of that desire, that is what brought about Frotcom.
And why fleet management? Why not something else? What is your background? Do you enjoy cars? Why fleet management?
My background is quite different from what I'm doing right now, because I'm a biochemist by profession. I've done a lot of pharmaceutical marketing. I have been in the medical field, and for almost a bigger portion of my working has always been in the pharmaceuticals. But out of interest, I just felt like, no, I think this is an area that can reward me well.
So let's talk about the business. If I came to Frotcom today, what are the services that you offer, and how do they interact with the corporates or other companies? When
you're talking about Frotcom is a franchise business, kind of. Here in Kenya, we are representing a business that has got its origin in Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, and actually from Portugal, this is a worldwide business that is represented all over the region or all over the world through certified partners. So what they usually do is that they develop a product from a central position, and they want to give a worldwide presence through local representation, so that they can be able to deliver the same quality of services which are based in Portugal to the whole world in general, but then also give it that local touch, so that in terms of backup, in terms of probably customer service, you don't have to rely on somebody to fly all over from Portugal to come and give you customer service. So they have that kind of a network. So business development is basically done in a central position, and this is where they take care of international standards. Yeah, we are looking at a setup whereby they source for the best devices in the market. When we talk of Frotcom devices in particular, they are manufactured in Germany, and they're coming in with some great qualifications, ISO qualifications, with compatibility tests, because like our device is coming with an E1 mark, which is actually a mark that has shown that this device can be fitted to any vehicle in the world that is being manufactured without necessarily compromising the warrant of the vehicle or interfering with the onboard computer of the vehicle.
So Frotcom East Africa is actually part of a bigger, network,
exactly.
and has its base in Portugal.
Exactly.
So now the products and services, what are they? You're talking about this gadget. What are these products and services?
When you look at the setup in Kenya, many of the organizations which are owning fleets will mostly be concerned about when a vehicle is stolen. But there is another aspect which is somehow hidden, and this involves how the vehicle is used before it is stolen. Now, fleet management under Frotcom takes care of both aspects, and we're giving a very strong emphasis on how the vehicle is used on day-to-day basis. Now, we don't go on emphasizing on the anti-theft aspect of Frotcom because we know this is one which comes as a one-off thing. You may experience theft of your vehicles, you may not experience theft of your vehicles, but the misuse of the vehicle on day-to-day basis is almost sure. So what we do is we provide a system that is going to help you run your fleet with accurate data, as in what time did the vehicle start, where did it go to, how long did it take to travel between point A to point B, what is the maximum speed, under what area is it operating. There are many business people who are told that the vehicle is in Nyeri, yet the vehicle is in Thika, or probably is doing other business in another corner, and you know nothing. You only rely on the driver to give you information. So our system is actually like allowing you to drive literally in each of your vehicle while you are sitting in the office.
So the information comes how? On my phone, or it comes on email? How do I receive this information as a client?
The service is purely web-based. When we say web-based, we mean that we don't fit any software in anybody's computer. We simply fit the device on your vehicle and then create an account for you. Then we give you a username and a password. This one can be accessed through the internet, which means you could do this with your phone if it's internet connected. You could do this with your computer in the office. You could do this in a cyber cafe if you are probably working. You could be able to access the information when you are on trip abroad. You don't need to be in your office. So it's like we put the control of your vehicle anywhere you are. You can be able to know where the vehicle is. So you can choose either phone, or as long as you are connected to the computer that has internet.
We need to take a short break now. When we return, we'll be hearing more about Frotcom. Don't go away.
There are easy ways to look after your money. Introducing M-Kesho, the account on your phone. Open yours today at any Equity Bank branch or selected M-Pesa agents countrywide. M-Kesho from M-Pesa and Equity Bank.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Today I'm talking to Carissa Fagio, Director at Frotcom East Africa. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Before we went on the break, you were sharing with us about the business, Frotcom East Africa, and the services that you offer. Maybe you could summarize them again for me.
We deal with fleet management system, and the fleet management system needs to be understood clearly, because many of the people you talk to them about fleet management system, they link it with car tracking. Car tracking is just one aspect of fleet management system, because many of the people, the biggest reward they could want to have out of their 1.5 or 2 million investment is when a vehicle is lost, they should be able to get it back. But fleet management system has car tracking plus fleet management system on board. That means it is going to give you the benefits of knowing the day-to-day use of your vehicle with accurate data, and in the event it is lost, you have the assurance of getting it, because with fleet management system that is GPS-based, GPRS-based, the accuracy is very high, because here we are using GPS location, which has an estimated accuracy of plus minus 5 meters in real time. So you will get more than just locating your vehicle when it is lost, when you go to fleet management system.
In regard to the setup, how does it work? You're there as a director. What kind of staff manage this business locally? And then how do you interface with the mother company, which is probably what you were sharing earlier?
We have made it in such a way that when a client has a fleet of vehicles that need to be fitted with our devices, we send our technician there so that he can be able to fit the devices at the comfort of the client's premises, not necessarily allowing him or making the client spend some money in bringing all his vehicles to where we are to be able to fit them. And we don't play tricks, because some people tell you that, okay, go away, we want to fit the devices so that you don't see where we're fitting them. We would always encourage that we don't have to be all elaborate about how or what we are fitting in the vehicle. But one thing is, when the technician is fitting the devices at the client place and I am on the website, I will be able to know which vehicle has been fitted on my page as I'm sitting in the office. So I can send a technician to Tanzania, to Rwanda, to Burundi, to anywhere. And as he is fitting, it's just a matter of him telling me that I have started the fitting, and I go to the web page and I'm able to know all the vehicles which are being fitted, because they will all be appearing. The next area that we have, which is next again in importance, is the marketing team. And this is basically for customer satisfaction, customer visits. They have to make the product as clear as possible to the clients. So what we have is, we have a marketing team who are actually doing representation. We have divided the region into towns when we talk of Kenya, because Kenya has quite a number of major towns. And with the countries in the region, like Tanzania, we have a representative in Tanzania, we have a representative in Uganda, we have a representative in Rwanda, we have one in Congo, giving the local touch, as it is the style of Frotcom, that we are doing it internationally, but with a local touch at the client basis.
Tell me about challenges. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in this business?
The greatest challenge we are facing, or we have faced and we are still facing, is that Kenya as a market has had a very bad taste of vehicle tracking. And when you go approach somebody and tell him that I deal with vehicle tracking, the first question that has ever come up, are you like the one which collapsed the other day? So in that kind of an approach, first of all, you are being seen as one of the liars who have been in the market and just fitting nothing in clients' vehicles. Now you have to come up explaining to the client that mine is different, because I will give you a username and a password. And you will not rely on me to show you the whereabouts of your vehicle, but you will simply rely on your password and username. And if the vehicle is not visible, that already raises enough concern or enough question to put me into action to make sure that the vehicle is seen.
What about lessons learned? 3 years into the business, what would you say are some of the significant lessons that you have learned?
Consistency pays. Because when we are starting the business, of course, I started with great ambitions, but not without the normal challenges of starting a business. Finances was one of the greatest challenges, because I just gave up my regular paying job, expecting to get into a business that's going to be rewarding me, but I didn't actually anticipate the challenges in terms of finances that would come along with my expectations. With those challenges coming my way, what I taught myself was, if this is what I wanted to do, and as I'm doing it on day-to-day basis, it's giving me that satisfaction. I could spend the whole day in the office alone, writing proposals, sending emails, calling people. At the end of the day, there's nobody who pats me at the back. I walk out of the office without a cent, but I'm feeling there's something which can come out of this. So keeping doing the same thing on day-to-day basis has really brought me to a level of believing that persistence will always pay when you don't quit here.
This is my favorite question. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do you see for Frotcom East Africa in the future?
Actually, my desire is to present Frotcom as a tool, a business tool that nobody who owns a fleet will want to do without. And I want to do this with a lot of clarity and simplicity. I have the need to make it as simple as possible, present it to almost anybody, and be user-friendly, yet to deliver as much information as far as the management of the fleet is concerned as it can be. So if the transport industry can adopt this, I'm looking at a point whereby everybody will look at me, or anybody who is investing in the industry will look at me as somebody who has brought a great change in the management of fuel transport. And on the other side, of course, I will not go without a few enemies, because those who are benefiting from the stealing, they look at me like, why did this guy come up with this thing? Because I will have cut out quite a lot of earnings on the side by those people who steal the system.
Carissa Fagio, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming to share your story with us. I wish you well.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Have a great week and God bless.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening